Hello everyone. Today I am finally getting around to posting this walkthrough of this altered book that I did for the Echo Park blog. This is using the Carta Farmhouse Market collection. It was one of my favorites that month of releases, and I had such a great time putting together this altered book. I just want to go through a real quick process of how I put together and how it turned out. So I decided with this vintage book that I was going to leave the cover as is, and then I was just going to add 3 signatures of internal pages. So I chose to hand stitch those here, and then I added a little charm to that spine. The inside, I chose this pretty floral paper from the collection that I covered the inside of the book cover and the back and of the front and the back cover, and I just scored it along the creases that are naturally in the book. And I used some heavy-duty double-sided fabric tape. This is really great for adhering to the inside of vintage books because it's great for those porous linen surfaces that are on the inside and the outside of vintage book covers. So here I'm just going to show you how I kind of put the pages together, mixing the old book pages that were initially a part of the book, and also mixing in the great pattern papers from the Farmhouse Market collection. So you'll see here how I stitched in my first signature. Now you can use your sewing machine if you'd prefer, but I actually liked the whimsical look of a traditional hand-stitched book binding. So there's 3 signatures here, all hand-stitched into my the spine of my book. So I'm just going to flip through here so you can see the assortment of pages. You'll notice there I had 2 places where I didn't cover the spine of the book with pattern paper, but you're of course always welcome to cover up that brown bit of the spine with some pattern paper. Here I'm just fluffing this up so you can see this particular spread, and I haven't filled in any photos. I plan to give this as a gift to someone, so I've left a lot of the pages blank. And I just set up a few templates that can give the recipient a few ideas of how to build the album with photos. So you can see I tried to alternate pattern paper with the recycled book pages on the opposite side so that it had a nice mix of vintage book pages with the beautiful pattern papers. There's another hand stitch for the second signature. Just going to quickly get through the last signature here so you can get an idea of how I put the book together. There's another little spread that I really love the way it turned out. Some acrylic paint in pink in the back, and then 2 photos. And then on this book page, I chose to use a stencil, and I dabbed some ink through it. This one I backed with tissue paper, some scraps, pretty little ribbons. And then we're ending the book here. My favorite paper was that one. I love that blue. And then I just backed the back cover with my pattern paper. So really simple to do if you're familiar with book binding. I just punched those holes through my signatures and used my curved embroidery needle to stitch the signatures into the spine. So it was really simple. You can find a lot of tutorials on that if you're interested. And in the meantime, thanks for following along.